So what I'm doing here is, what I'm doing here is, Ben has come up with a, he has done many calculations regarding the various configurations of steering arms and so forth, and we are trying basically to find a geometry that works. At the moment, it's just geometry. We're not really interested in how this is gonna be, made as a end product. We just want to see if it works. Can we find a geometry that somehow works? This is something that we come up with, or Ben has come up with. We'll see. I don't know. We are going to, of course, disassemble this and convert it into this and see if we have a chance. If we have a chance, and I suspect, obviously, what we have to do here. One mistake that we did here, obviously, of course, was that see the pivot here is at the same level as this. So this is wrong. So this guy needs to be angled at least one stud towards the firewall, to get our desired kingpin. So yeah, we have to experiment with this as well. But first let's see if this works without any camber and everything. Just want to see if we can get away with it, so to speak. Are we gonna be allowed to have the cake and eat it too, or not? So like this. I'll eyeball it like this, and then we can readjust it. Okay, that looks good. That looks good. I think I can use this. Come on. Fuck. Yeah. Wow. Okay. Sometimes you wish that those connectors would hold really good, and sometimes you wish they just wouldn't. So now I'm curious what's gonna happen. Okay, that's not good, but that might be my mistake. That might be see, what we're trying to do here is imagine virtual lines that go see, you have to imagine the these links to be extended like this, and then the point at which they intersect is the point where the steering should happen. So one thought mistake that we made last time is, of course, we want the lower joint to be, we want it to be in front of the pivot point of the universal joint, CV joint. But the top we want to be behind, so that we get the kingpin inclination. So I think we need, in order for this to really work and to experiment, we need to do the top section as well, and we need to do it in a way that offsets this. Otherwise, we are going to basically tap in the dark. So that's what we're gonna do here. I want to do it really simply. For now, I don't need this to be sophisticated or whatever. So we're gonna do it quick and dirty. Quick and dirty. Okay, now this is gonna be, yes, like this. So I can still move it left and right for adjustment. There we go. Now it's move, and I'm gonna use like this. This, and that's gonna be fine. Just as a spacer here, and of course I have to search for a connector like this. So now what we did, we offset the upper pivot to the inside, and we have now something assembling a kingpin ish. We'll see. First I'm gonna do the mount for this, and then we can move these two around a little bit to see if we can get some semblance of geometry here. So okay, where does this need to be? Okay. Needs to be out there. Okay. So one stud further out. Okay, we're gonna use just this as a reference point, and we're gonna build everything from here. Okay. So we're gonna do this. both me and Ben have spent quite a lot of thought on how to do this, because this is quite tricky, very very tricky to get this right. Oh, come on. I mean, especially Ben. Ben has spent way more time at this than I have. So this is what we're building here, is his brainchild, so to speak. Okay, so now we kind of have our, yeah, should be lower, shouldn't it? Yeah, this is a little bit too forced. Okay, doesn't matter. Once the lower it is. So here it needs to be okay, no problem. This and another one. This and done. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So now it's less forced. So this is kind of the general idea. I don't know if I understood Ben's concept fully. Of course, now, you know, the idea would be that this kind of works, but I probably should play with the location of this, and of course, consequently this, because we have to kind of move this around. Yeah, I think from his picture, let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I get it. So one more. You know, the small differences like this. 1, 2. Okay, yeah, are sometimes crucial. Okay, no, this isn't working. Okay. All right. But I think I should keep this as it is and move. Sorry, you cannot see it. And move this guy. Right, and by how much? If you guessed half a stud, you are right. Okay, so I mean, it does work. I mean, of course, it would work. It would work. Question is now if the CV here is cooperating, and I mean, yeah, this is gonna be pretty alright. Yeah. Okay. So we need to make ourselves half a stud offset for this. How would I do this? Okay. Yeah. Okay. We're gonna get rid of this. This, and here I'm gonna employ this. Yeah. Hey. Okay. gonna be fine. We are building the front suspension of the Audi S1. I mean, an attempt is being made. Are we gonna be successful? Who knows? Who knows? Oh, this looks promising. This looks kinda promising. We still get wobbling here. That's better than it was. This is better than it ever was. Okay. I mean, I think everybody was eager that we start the audio. There's probably not a single person here who knew that we are gonna do this and wasn't like, oh my god, when do we start? Okay, I'm going to leave it at the moment at this. Yeah, well, still needs some work, but could be because we have too much camber here. Oh, come on. Well, okay. Ah, damn it. Should be the other way around. Come on. Okay. Okay, that's now too much. I mean, I guess we have to experiment with this a little bit. I'm gonna leave it like we had here. Yeah, the line is drawn to the virtual pivot. Yeah. Okay, so if we take a look back, look at this. So you can see here this is gonna wobble left and right. See, and it's not that much. It's not that much. It's something, but it's not a lot. So we're getting closer. This is at the upper edge of acceptable. If it was less, it would be good. You know, if it was less, it would be good. But it's still acceptable. So when steering like this, we get resistance. We get we get resistance because it's being bent a little bit more. But in this case, we get little resistance. So this is better. Okay. What can we do to still make this better? I mean, the virtual pivot is getting better. It is getting better. The camber that we have here is not really important right now, because what we are looking for is the kingpin axle, the kingpin angle, and I kind of think yep, exactly as I anticipated. So I think if I draw a line through the lower virtual pivot and the center of the ball joint, see, like this, you see where the upper ball joint needs to be. It needs to be even one stud further in. So we need to adjust this further. So this guy has to be offset further. Interesting. I have absolutely no idea whatsoever how we are going to do the springs. But the springs are at the moment they are irrelevant. If we don't make a proper geometry here, whatever we do to the springs is absolutely irrelevant. The springs can be done, as they can be done as push rods or pull rods, whatever we choose. So we don't have to attach a normal spring to any of the suspension arms. We can attach a pull rod to the upright, like in race cars. But the geometry is at the moment the thing that is really important here. No geometry, no car. Okay. Okay, that looks okay. Wow, okay. Hold on. Okay. The kingpin. Oh, this works. This works. Holy crap. This is the best so far. So the resistance here is minimal. And what resistance there is, yeah, it's basically down to the CV, to the CV joint. And let's take a look at the deflection. Oh, it's minimal. Look at this. So you see, this guy here moves very minimal, almost unnoticeable. This is great. This is freaking great. Holy crap. This is exactly what we wanted. So basically what we have here is that the kingpin is not, so this guy here, this is the center of the CV joint. Okay, so the lower virtual pivot has to be in front of this, so somewhere here, sorry, here, and these two then dictate where the upper joint has to be. So we need to draw a line through those, and then we can see that this pretty much, you know, ish corresponds to the line going through the upper joint, give or take, of course. Roughly, it's roughly there. We are gonna do this a little more scientifically, but we're thereabouts, you know. Of course, if you look at the camber, see, this and this is not parallel. It's the wrong in the wrong direction. So we have to see what we do about the placement of this, left, right, half a stud here and there. You know, we have to play with this. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm counting for. The backslash of components is critical here. So, you know, for example, if we look at this, you know, you can already see that this is enough backlash that compensates for all of the wobbling here. So and this really doesn't put any, you know, any considerable strain on components. So we're pretty good here. It's, I mean, Ben has done his homework, I have to admit. This is still needs work, but it's pretty on point, geometry wise, of course. Here we have to do something better with this. This is I mean, it's okay, but I don't trust this. This, of course, I trust completely. This is perfect. Only thing is that it's a little bit forced because you know, the this component here, you see, has this edge here, and this edge here kind of you know, clashes with when you have a link here like we have. It kind of doesn't agree with this, you know. You see, can you see it? Come on, focus. I don't know, let me use my phone to shine more light on this. Come on. I have a feeling the more light I shine onto this, the darker it gets. What's this? Holy shit. It's not gonna focus. No, it's not gonna focus. Ah, okay. Right. Okay. But you get the gist, basically. It's we're gonna see better here. Yeah. You see this ridge here. That's the problem. If this ridge was not there, it would be easier, but it's there, and we cannot modify. We're not allowed to modify Lego, so we have to live with it. And I mean, what's happening is that you can feel that there's some friction going on because you see, this guy here is under slight tension. It's hardly visible from this perspective, but it kind of bends, you know, downwards. Just noticeable. If you don't notice it when looking at it, you know, at first glance, but when you look at it slightly longer, you can see that it's slightly, you know, bent downwards. But we don't care, you know. Nobody said, the rules don't say that we cannot force parts. They just say we cannot modify them, and we're not modifying them. So I'm fine with that. Yeah, this is a little I don't know, in this direction. Yeah, this is kind of worrying, but this is okay. See, what you can hear it. You can literally hear when it's under strain and when it's not. So yeah, we don't want this. So some work has to be done still here. And of course, we have to decide one thing: which direction is going to be forward, because I don't know yet. Should be so basically when you steer, when you are steering, basically, oh, camera, come on, really, focus, god damn it, thank you. So when you are steering, you want the inner wheel, so that's Ackerman, you want the inner wheel to I'm now exaggerating, of course, to deflect a little more than the outer wheel, because of course the inner wheel is describing a smaller circle than the outer wheel, so the outside wheel. And of course we are getting the same effect here on our suspension here. So I would say that in this direction, so where there's more deflection and, you know, less resistance subsequently, should be our inner wheel, and this should be our outer wheel. That's my take on this. And we now have to adjust the the caster accordingly. Yeah, the caster should be then adjusted in this direction. So this would be, so forward would be here. This is the forward part of the car. So we're driving forward in this direction. Driving forward in this direction, so we can steer more and easier on the inside wheel, and then when we go, no, sorry, we, no, 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 oh, stupid me. No, 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 that was correct. Forward is here, of course, because we steer here more than here, I think. Or do we? I mean, with this ball joint, the steering angle is so small that it's, you know, it's looks a lot, but it kinda isn't. It's really small. Maybe I should move this a little bit to make room, a little more room for this. Let's do this. Let's do this and see what the effect is gonna be. So I'm not talking out of my ass and actually see if this is giving us a bigger angle. Oh yes, okay. Still, okay, still nice, nice, nice. This is definitely the angle for the inner wheel. Definitely. See? And this is then the outer wheel, having much less angle, I think. Though I would wish that we had a little more angle here as well. You can clearly see here that we have some basically movement in and out. And yeah, in this extreme example, we have some deflection here. And here at the extreme edge, we also have some deflection. From the perspective, yeah, it's hard to see, but we can observe by the movement of yeah. Okay, so I would really like, you know, to turn in a little more here, a little more. Why can't I? Maybe I should play a little bit. No. Okay, that's okay. Okay. You know, I'm now getting greedy. I want, it's working good. It's okay, I guess. So wait, if we are, so this is turning in. This is the, so this is front. We're driving in this direction. So turning in, this is the no, of course, yeah. We need to do this, yeah. Okay. This is the inner wheel, and now we are steering and well, and to this side, this is the inner wheel, deflects more, and now we turn the other direction, and this is the outer wheel, so it turns less. So the travel direction is there. So we need to adjust the caster accordingly. Well, the caster is okay. Should be a tiny bit more. Yeah, the caster should be it's something, should be half a stud more, I think. We need half a stud more caster. We're gonna just okay. We're gonna adjust this here on top. For now, because we're just playing. We are just experimenting. Okay, yeah, it's half a stud more. Well, we don't need a bar anymore, but you know, flex hoses also shouldn't be modified. The only thing that can be modified are pneumatic hoses, which are designed, and you know, they come in, I don't know, 1 meter rolls, and then you have to cut it according to the instructions. This is the only part that can be modified or cut, basically. Everything else, we can't modify. It has to be the way it's from factory. So no modifications in this direction allowed. Or maybe I would want a little more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm gonna do something here. Just experimenting. Because as I said, I don't really care here about the options of mounting springs and stuff. This is something that we are gonna look into later. Right now, the priority is geometry. Geometry is the top priority. Oh, look at this. This works even better. Holy shit. This works even better. There's far less resistance going into this. Oh yes. This is better. Interesting. Interesting. So this is entirely in the middle. Yeah, and now this geometry also works out. So the camber is also nice. this did the trick. Yeah. Deflection. The deflection is something, yeah. It's now less of a deflection here. We get less of a deflection in this direction. I mean, this is super complicated, but yeah. You have to basically make, as I said before, you have to draw the lines, and then where those two intersect, there is then the pivot point. So it's somewhere here, pretty much where we want it. Not exactly where we want it, but you know, thereabouts. Oh, is this even better? This is even better. Holy shit. Yeah. You see, this is basically those ridges here on the CV are making contact with this part here. In an ideal world, I would modify this. Either the CV part or this part do not collide with each other. But you're not allowed to do this. So we have to keep it this way. And this is pretty damn interesting. And the good part, of course, is that this is pretty strong in this direction. Not so strong in this direction, but this is mainly because of the way this is suspended, which we're gonna change. So it's gonna be fine. That's pretty much good. So, and at the same time, you see, this here is in line with the drive axle, and this is just one stud below it. So we have room here, because the tire is not very high. It's gonna be like you know, a finger's width of tire, and you know, we want this to be the lowest part of the suspension, so of the unsprung suspension, because when we drive, if this was lower, we would run in danger of, you know, since this is, you have to imagine that this is 1 to 10 scale, and if you drive on a normal smooth road that looks smooth to you, at 1 to 10 scale, that road is very bumpy for this car. Every small stone that we encounter can catch onto the suspension here, and we don't want this, because this is constant height, and it's unsprung. So we want this to be as high as possible. It's basically as high as possible, because since the nature of this, it cannot be any higher. But that's okay. That's okay. It's, you know, it's even 2 millimeters or 1 millimeter above the rim. See? So that, I'm fine with that. Yeah. This is pretty good, I would say. So what we're gonna do now is we are gonna attach this. So what we want to see is what's happening when this is attached. Do we have enough movement here so that it can okay, you see, wait, Doesn't it do this anymore? Oh yeah, yeah. You see, it goes a little bit in and out, just a little bit. We have to now see if this works. So that's next. We have to install this into this setup here and see what's up. Of course, since this is half a stud, and so in the middle basically here, we have to consider how we want to do the drivetrain. Do we want to do the drivetrain on so this part here on the stud scale, or do we want the these here to be on stud scale? So I'm torn. I don't know what I'm gonna do. But I think I would like, if we do this, I would like this to be the lowest part of the chassis, kind of the sprung chassis. We must not go lower than this. Even here, I would basically, if I could, but I can't. I would, this part here, sadly, cannot be reversed. Ideally, I would have the ball joint here on the upper side, not on the lower side. But sadly, we cannot have that. Oh, cat! What's about it? Huh? The cat is talking to me. What do you want, cat? Huh? What? You want to eat again? Hmm? What? Yeah. Hmm? Yeah. Someone wants attention. Yeah, go now. Go now. Ah, cats. So, I don't know what you're gonna do, but at the moment this is irrelevant. I'm just gonna install this and see what's happening here. So obviously we have to change this to this. Mm-hmm. It's in the middle, so we're gonna have, yeah, like this. Okay, there. So we're gonna turn this around and have this, see it like this, just for for now, so we can adjust left and right the clearance. And on one side it's gonna be, yeah, it has to be here like this. So at the moment it's gonna be really simple. This and this and this and this, yeah. Okay. I don't know, Christian. I don't know. Nah, come on. Will you please go in? Thank you. Thank you. Now let's see if my theory is correct. Probably not. Oh yeah, it's correct. Okay. 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 So, and you see we have plenty of slack here that should take up what we have here, and we are going to place this here. Yes, and then I have this. So one, yeah. I'm gonna do it like this. This is of course just testing. So things, once it's done, it's gonna be different. But for now, this is gonna be like this. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay. 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 And here, is this right? Yeah, this is right. And here we have 1, 2, 3. Okay. Let me just put this in and we can enjoy. Okay. Oh, this is super sketchy, but at the moment I'm not concerned about that. This is probably even wrong. Yeah, this is wrong. I just eyeballed it. Yeah. This is damn wrong. It has to be. Let's see. This has to be 5.5 studs. Okay. Yeah. It has to be something. Okay. So let's see how much did we go wrong. Okay. By 1 stud. So this needs to be further out. No problem. No problem. Since we're just experimenting, we can afford ourselves a few wild solutions that we otherwise would not employ. And we will not employ. It's just experimenting, trial and error. Okay. Okay. Okay, so obviously we have a problem here right away. Very not anticipated. This is making contact with this. Okay. But the slack situation here is very good. Yeah. Very good. So okay. Yeah, this is kind of a problem. Let's soak here. If we take it back in a little bit. But what if we lower this down? Yeah, what if we lower this down to the same level as the rear one? To the same level as the rear one. So if we lower this down, so one stud lower. It has to be then, has to be here. Has to be here. Okay, let's try this. Let's try this. I did have another one here. Okay. Damn it. Damn it. I wish I could cut off the part of this so it would allow me to do this, but I can't. I'm not allowed to do so. Not allowed to do so. What? Huh, cat? Why are you meowing? You want food, right? Yeah, always hungry. what if I do the following? It may be stupid, it may not work, but I'm gonna do it anyway. Yeah, cat, I know. Let's start lower. So we said this is gonna be the inner wheel, so this is front. Okay, so we are with this guy, we are here. Oh my god, football season is open and outside is chaos, total chaos. I hate football. I think those football fans are just crazy. Okay, that'll have to do for now. Okay. Yeah, I mean, just so we have something. So here I'm going to now change this. Okay. And we are going to put this guy here. Just as an experiment. Just to test geometry. Nothing more. It's not the way it's gonna work, because if we want this to be functioning suspension, this needs to be completely different. But we're getting there. We just need the geometry. Yes, of course. Yes, of course. To reverse this. this. Now we have something resembling this. Is this good or not? I don't know. This is not good. My guess is that doesn't need much. I think that this needs to be one step further out. Like this. No, that's now even worse. Where is it? I mean, up and down is no problem, of course. Up and down, it works flawlessly. There's no at the moment. There's no steering links. It's just a triangular shape, and you have to imagine that you have to make. Doesn't matter. I mean, doesn't matter. Of course, it matters. But if you want to know where everything is pivoting, you have to basically you have to draw the line through both pivots on each side, and where they intersect, there is the virtual pivot. So it's somewhere here. Actually, let me try to demonstrate this. So our virtual pivot right now would be about here. Okay. Ideally, we would want it to be here. So what we need to do, see, we need to angle this a little bit more still. So we have to angle this a little bit more. Now the problem that we have here, of course, is yes, it's angled, but we have to do the following. Yeah, this is good. This is good. Oh yes, this is perfect. Holy shit, this is perfect. Only thing that we need to do is this needs to be one step further in. Let's do it. And then I'll explain everything a little bit more in detail once I'm happy with this. And I think I will be happy. Okay. Come on. Ah, okay. Right. So that's good. That's good. So the elaborate thing that we did here is not necessary because we need to move this whole thing one stud further forward. I'm fine with that. Come on. Yeah. No, this is so fiddly. Okay. Oh yes. Okay. The critical part. This here. Hmm. Okay. Okay. This looks to be in order. Kinda. I'm gonna just create a mounting point for this because it's gonna be fucking with us and not allowing me to judge this properly if I don't do this. Okay. So, oh yes, this is now better. Where is it? In this direction, we're kind of fine. In this direction, we are getting way too much deflection here. So let's re-examine this. Where is our virtual pivot? Should be a little more in here. Or is it too much? A little more or a little less? A little more even. Yeah, a little more. Tiny bit more, but that's too much, right? But this is, oh my god, this is like, this is so solid. This is so solid. Ben is writing me, and I just cannot I cannot answer him. But if he is watching the channel, basically, yes, I did build your prototype exactly as you described, but we have changed so much since we built it. So okay, you can, I don't know if you can see it, but in this resting state, the problem is that we already get a deflection here. So if we can fix this deflection here, we should be good. And it's of course half a stud, yeah. So it has to go in this direction, yeah, and has to be again the half a stud affair that we had before. Okay, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. So half a stud it has to be. Okay. Okay. No problem. Where is that guy? Oh, I used it. No, I didn't use it there. Where is it? Ah, here it is. Oh. Oh, so fiddly. Okay, so this needs to be here. Yeah, Ben, I read everything you wrote on the Discord, but as I said, I have changed so much of your prototype since we made it, because we experimented. Wait, what? Now it's half a stud in this direction. What? Okay. You know what? I'm gonna make another version, so I don't have to constantly rebuild it. I'm gonna make the second version. With without the half a stud offset, so I can just easily swap them in and out. Okay. Now I'm a little confused. Leonel, you are talking springs. We're not there yet. We're not at springs. Okay. Springs are not what we are about at the moment. obviously. This goes smoothly. Still smooth. Not smooth. Yeah, because it's cantilevering. Yeah, I think it's the thing is we need to bring the intersection point to here. So we cannot change this a lot. But we should change this. We should change this to a shorter lever. Yeah, should change this to a shorter lever. That's gonna be here in front. About here. And yeah, then this guy let's try it. I mean, you see, what we're doing here is we are trying a lot of things. I know what the geometry needs to look like. I know what Ben made, the prototype that he did. But now we have to reconcile it with reality. Okay. I'm just not making a fixed point here. I'm basically now just holding this with my hand and seeing where we get the least amount of deflection here. Some deflection, of course, is happening, but it can. The problem is not the deflection itself, because we have this is pretty loose, and we have to basically offset this as well, or basically replace it entirely with a small one, because the big one is just too big, and the small one is gonna be it's gonna be here. Yeah, it's gonna be here, and I'm gonna replace it right away. So I can experiment better. This looks cool. Where is this? Where is this? So minimal deflection. Yeah. Okay. Why aren't we allowed to go further here? I mean, yeah, because of this, right? We are, okay, here we are actually reaching the limit because this hits it. This this part here, is hitting the joint. Hmm. Okay. Where can you see it better? Basically, I'm moving the parts here around a little bit as far as I can. Let's see what's happening here. So the good part about this being a sliding piece is that, you know, it can basically take up a lot of slack without causing problems, and this is good. This is very good. So we don't get binding here, we don't get binding here, and I think this is as good as it will get. Yeah. So yeah, we need a mounting point here. So I can stop holding it with my hand. What about this? Okay, that's acceptable. Okay, where do we stand here? Let's see if we have to correct this a little bit. Oh. Can you please not? That's too much. All right. Now what? Okay. Now you want... What do you want from me? Oh, okay. Now this is standing. Yeah, we need to bring it a little further in. So we need to spread them slightly more apart. Slightly more apart. So this would mean that we spread them like one stud further apart. Then this guy, of course, has to be changed like this. But now, of course, we have a problem here, which is gonna require us to do, I don't know, one of them has to be a little further out. Yeah, like this. Now, if only I change this for this guy here, like this, then maybe have a winner. Maybe. Come on. Yeah, okay. This has to happen. Just so I don't know where I was. I have to puke, really. Where was I? What? Oh. If you ever want to teach yourself patience, you have to start building multilink suspensions in Lego. This really teaches you patience. like really. Okay, our caster is okay. So everything here goes very smoothly, except, and even steering in this direction goes very smoothly. But steering in this direction doesn't, of course. The issue, of course, is with the steering arm. We take it a little bit to the back, a little to the front. Let's see. How much are we off? Not much. Okay, I'm gonna try something wild here. Okay, I mean wild. We tried this yesterday already, but I'm gonna retry it. You know, just as an experiment. Just want to see something. So it's closer. It's now closer to this. It's not good because it's too tight. No. But at least geometry. Okay. Yeah, of course. Now we have to offset this by half a stud again to the other side. Yeah, classic. Okay, if we so basically in this direction. Oh, damn it. I mean, there is a good solution here. This is not it. I mean, even if this theoretically is closer to the center, this is never gonna work because this is too tight. Even this is tight, but this is still alright. Okay, this has room. But this then wants to break this off. Okay. Let's see what we can get out of this. Because this is then gonna be closer to the center. Maybe it's, yeah. See, this at maximum deflection. This maximum deflection does not hit it. So we have a chance with this. I just have to fix this into position. parts when you need them. Always in boxes. Okay. Ah, yeah. Okay. Now we need to reposition this. Come on. Okay. Where do you have to be now? Okay, let's assume this is the position. And this is how you develop multilink suspension. You try, fuck up, try again, fuck up, try again. All while you are very close to where you need to be, but not quite. Okay. Ooh, this looks good. This looks very good. Okay, need to give it some room here. Okay. This looks very promising. This looks very promising. Huh? I mean, fair enough. It still has some issues, but it's, yeah. Not, we are close. We are close. Hmm? We need to spread it a little bit. Need to spread it a little bit. Okay. But you see, we have brought these two closer together. We could even try if this, yeah, but if we bring it closer together, then it's not gonna be able to clear this guy, and we cannot take this one closer. So this is where we have to work. So we could go back again, you know, and use these, at least on one of them, to probably here, you know, to make the angle shallower so that the pivot point here would be closer to this. So right now the virtual pivot is here, which is a little bit too far out. That's why this guy here is able to swing left and right. So what are we gonna do? Let's see. What is the desired outcome? Yeah, right now the pivot point is 1 stud away from this. It has to be half a stud. So Ben calculated that it has to be half a stud. So half a stud it needs to be, no matter how we achieve it. Needs to be here. Okay. So this guy here needs to be somewhere here. I think it needs to be exactly here. Exactly here. Okay, let's try it. Oh my God, the football fans are doing, it's like war outside. If you didn't know, I live beside a football stadium, so it's the first match of the season, and people are going crazy outside. It's like we're preparing for war. Come on. Okay. Okay, this is looking very good. Okay, this is also very solid. We have a winner, or we are at least very close to something that we can use. Because you see, at maximum deflection, the moment you hear this, this means that those ridges are making contact. So this is the end of our travel. Okay, this is the maximum deflection that we can achieve here. Now on the other side, very good. We could still go a little more. You can see there's very slight deflection here, but if we gave this lift arm here bit more room with this, could go a little bit more. Let's see, can we? Yeah, I think we can extend this by 1 stud, give it a little more room, just for experimentation's sake. Okay. 3, yeah, a little bit more. Oh, it goes smoothly. Still goes smoothly. Yeah, just has a little more. So in our case, I have to measure the deflections, but I think this would be the inner wheel, this would be the outer wheel. Inner wheel, outer wheel, yeah. So we have to basically change the caster. And this is again gonna change things around. Since now we still don't know which wheel is gonna be front and right. Okay, yeah, of course. Now that we change caster, we have to reposition this. See, we have to reposition this. It has to be half a stud more to the front. I'm gonna go on the limp and first see what deflections we get with this without even that. Okay, that's not great. No matter what we do, that's not great. Let's put this back as it was. Okay. So yeah, okay, in this position it definitely, even without the CV, this position is definitely the one that allows the suspension, you know, to do its maximum. You know, and let's see, where is it? Yeah. Yeah. This is it. This is it, boys and girls. This is our front suspension. The outside, yeah, this is the outside, this is the inside, and that's front. That's it. That's it. I think we have, you know, suspension travel wise, it's gonna be more than enough. And in the next stream, we position the springs. So this is still all a work in progress. Springs obviously are not gonna be they are not gonna be on the suspension arms, but we can, you know, we can do something here and then have a, you know, a push rod or pull rod. You know, we could make, you know, the way I do anti-roll bars. We could do the suspension, of course, because, you know, the Audi of course has an anti-roll bar. It will have one, but it's gonna be inside, of course, activated by the push rods. So the push rod will be, you know, mounted somewhere here, and so it's gonna be so directly on the strut itself, and it's gonna be basically a pull rod because I think it's gonna be more compact and everything, and it's gonna, you know, pull on a lever, and the lever is gonna, well, compress. I don't know if this is the right way. It's gonna push a spring. I don't know how we're gonna do it, but I have a feeling, a strange feeling, that maybe we're gonna have a torsion bar suspension. Because it's gonna be like in Formula One. Formula One cars have torsion bar suspension, and if we make a pull rod, we could as well do a torsion bar, because we don't have any springs in Lego that would allow easy actuation via pull rod. There would be more push rod, but I don't know. Pull rod, torsion bar suspension would basically take no space at all. We can basically, I think we can skip the entire roll bar entirely. And yeah, I think this is gonna be great. Yeah, look at this. It even looks good. And it's gonna be, yeah. Oh yeah, this is gonna be so good. It has the suspension geometry that we want. So basically it has this kind of a kingpin. Yeah, okay. It has this kind of a kingpin. So the contact patch on the ground will be inside of the wheel, which is what we want. It has caster, and depending on what we do here, it's gonna of course have, since we have a short upper lift arm and longer wishbones, it's depending on how we position this, it can get it will of course get some camber gain. And if anybody is asking how the steering is going to be done, no problem. The steering, as intended from the beginning, is going to attach to this. So it's going to be the steering arm, or if you will be come on. Will be something like this, Here is the steering links are gonna attach here. So all the drivetrain is not gonna interfere with the steering links, or the steering links are not gonna be in the way of the drivetrain. And the steering is gonna mount on the firewall, so that we are basically not gonna be not gonna be taking up place here at the bottom, because we need this place for the drivetrain. And if we would have steering here at the bottom, we would just be shooting ourselves in the foot. So yeah, and of course this is the way the original Audi has it as well, only with the difference that the Audi has a McPherson strut, which we don't have room to implement. So it's not gonna happen. Okay, so of course this was just for testing. This is gonna go away. So I think that I'm going to lower this wishbone by 1 stud, so that yeah, definitely I'm gonna lower it by 1 stud, so that when it gets to the maximum position, the inner wheel, the wheel is gonna be so it's gonna gain camber. That's the goal here. So it's gonna maximize the contact patch on the road. But we'll see how this develops later on. I think the suspension is gonna be great. Of course, the rear suspension is gonna be more or less the same as in the front, just reversed. Um, it's gonna be great. Okay, yeah, it has in front. It has the steering link in front of the strut, but you know, there's some limitations that we have to observe, because really, realistically, here in the front is gonna be the gearbox, the motor, everything, and I don't really want to have the steering here, because you know the Audi has the steering going like this, of course. I mean, something like this, you know, diagonally. It has the steering link here in the front, and it has this going backward. What? What if we do this anyway? Would it be okay? No, it would go against my philosophy. You know what I'm just watching, because you see this link here. We could have this in front, but it would have to be the same angle as this guy. But if it was the same angle as this guy, I think that this would probably not be okay. Or maybe it would. I mean, I'm limited now by this, but maybe we could use this. Maybe we could use this to be, you know, to be as close to reality as possible. Yeah, and this would, you know, right now, because I have this guy here, I cannot go further in. But imagine that this support here is gonna be different, and then I'll be able to angle this a little bit more, and then yeah, we could have something like this. Yeah, maybe this would be a little bit lower, so in this position. Why not? Why not? We have to experiment with this. Either way, you know, so the firewall is gonna be somewhere here, and the steering rack is gonna be mounted on the firewall as high as possible. And yeah, this is absolutely doable. It's not gonna interfere with anything. Why not get it as close as possible? No McPherson, because it's unrealistic. But this, yeah, we should do this. I think we should do this. This is gonna be great. So anyway, that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed it. I mean, it was a little bit technical, complicated, and boring at times, because it was just me fumbling around with angles. But we arrived at a pretty acceptable for the scale solution. So if we had more room, of course, bigger wheels and stuff, we could do more. Perhaps, you know, perhaps. Probably, because you know, if we had more bigger wheels, we could position the lower ball joints in a completely different position, and use different wheel hubs. So you know, that would be then different. But it's the scale that dictates our our approach, and I'm fine with that. Because at the big scale, things are sometimes too easy, and I really like the challenge here. I never did a car this small and this complicated, so this is the perfect opportunity, and it's gonna look. I mean, it's gonna be small and looking great, because these suspension arms, once this is gonna be finished, this is of course gonna be completely different. This is gonna look pretty beefy. Quite. This is gonna look quite race car like. I'm looking forward to it. Yeah. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I see you on Discord. And on Monday, we continue with our quest for the ultimate small scale all-wheel drive front suspension.